And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nathan Maxx podcast. Of course,
My
Father
apologies.
Patrick had some dining to do on, of course, this lovely Christmas day. Want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas. Same to Riley. Once
Christmas.
again, Merry Christmas. Partying on Christmas Day. Don't party too hard, guys. It's
Yeah,
always
don't party too
important to
hard.
party. Party hard, but party not too hard. That's the most important thing. But now that we got you back, I gotta start thinking of some questions to ask you, my guy. Some questions, but I guess the first thing we can get off the topic on is the fact that AEW has grown so much. What's your thoughts on how far AEW's come? We've come from just a company of, bad cell phone angles and two guys only on a roster to where we're at now. And, what's your thoughts on that?
Feels good to come in and see how everything's changed. It was just Wyatt and Quinn, and it was just them showing off their abilities. And of course, they did have William Black, which was the third member. They had three guys, but after a couple things happened, William kind of just disappeared, and then it Quinn popped up, and he wanted to continue it, and I showed up, and then I brought I brought, and then Nick brought in Solomon, and I also brought in me and you brought in Ignacio, and
Found him at a party.
yeah,
Really struck out.
he did. He was on dance floor, just going ham. We were just like that guy right there.
He is not afraid. He's fearless. I don't know how he does. I gotta get a couple of drinks in me before I can do that.
I don't even think he was drunk. I think he was sober.
Yeah. Well, no, I was talking about me. I can't do that unless I got a few drinks with me.
But yeah, so everyone brings in who they need to bring in. Like if we can keep bringing in people, we could eventually have a lot of people, and that's what we need. And I forgot. I brought in Bones. Brought in one of the most talented person on the roster.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. What's your thoughts on him? Speaking of Bones, I mean, he's changed so much since he's gotten here. I mean, he's gotten the Revolution title in his first year. I mean, it's very hard to get a title in your first year in a company, and he had a pretty good run with that Revolution belt.
He is a different breed. He is very good. He is a very talented person. He knows how to hit you. He knows how to strike. He knows how to break you down. And he also knows if he can't break you down, he'll throw you around. And that's what he does to, he can't really, because I'm a bigger boy. You know that feeling. We can't really get thrown around that much. So, if he does, get me up, it is like pretty cool to see. And, he'll throw Wyatt around, he'll throw Quinn around. He's a different breed of wrestlers I've seen because, he doesn't talk a lot. He lets his actions in that ring speak for him.
Yeah, exactly. What made you bring him to AEW?
Well,
how'd you find him, first of all, and then what made you want to bring him to AEW?
Well, I was looking around for new people, obviously, because we always need new people. And I remember him from way back when I was training and trying to get better before I even decided to do this. He was the top wrestler at that place I went to. It was a wrestling school. He was the top wrestler there, and everyone else kind of drifted and did what they wanted to do, and like kind of went off. And I remember he was the only one who stuck around, and like I was the only one, helping and getting in the ring with him. So eventually, I said, "Hey, why don't you come to this promotion that has a decent sized roster? You're already one of the best I've seen. You can easily debut, make a name for yourself, and probably get some gold." And His history. He shows up a Pride of Pain, and him, Pierce, and Nix, they break the freaking ring. What a debut for that man.
Yeah, exactly. I must say, man, I am really impressed with Isaiah's performance this year. Came out in the gauntlet match that we had earlier on in the season. Did pretty well in that. Of course, Nick's ended up, becoming the winner of that. But I thought Isaiah did a great job in that match. I mean, he completely destroyed, I think it was Pierce and Ignacio. Took them both.
Yeah.
So very impressive performance by him. But yeah, Revolution Championship. Speaking of that, I don't think anybody's asked questions about the fact that we had a hardcore belt, but now we have a Revolution Championship. It's, of course, got debuted at Pride or Pain, probably our biggest pay-per-view of the year. What are your thoughts on that? The new belt, new opportunities. What do you think the Revolution Championship represents in your opinion? Because we know what the AEW Championship represents. It represents not only AEW, but just showing that you're a world champion. But Revolution Championship, what do you think that means as a belt? Is it a champion of change, a champion of a revolution? Like, what do you think it is?
What it means is it's the workhorse belt. It's the belt that you can put on someone, and no matter what happens, that belt will be on the line, and someone will defend that belt. And I give props to Wyatt. I give props to Isaiah, because that's what they were about. They were about defending that belt, making that belt look good, making the belt seem like it's there. Because you have the AEW Championship, which is locked down right now by Nix. But that Revolution title was like, you put that on someone, for a fact that person's going to work and work and work and work.
Absolutely. Speaking of Nix, I'm pretty sure we all know your thoughts on Nix, but
it's not necessarily. I don't think everyone knows my whole thoughts about it. Nix was a guy, because I remember when we first started, he was the referee, and
just like little old me.
Yeah, he was the referee, and I beat Tyler, and Tyler, being the control maniac he is, basically said, "Look, you got a match now, and if you lose, you're fired." And he had to face me, and I beat him, so Tyler fired him, of course. But I brought him back. It was the last man standing match. Me and Quinn, we didn't have a ref, and I said, "You know what? I don't care that you fired this man. This man's coming back, because I see potential in him." And then things happened. He decided he didn't really want to be like how I was. He wanted to be different, and that's obviously what happened. I don't hate the man. I respect the man a lot, because he has come from a lot, and I can see him eventually, hopefully, seeing the light, but only time will tell.
Exactly, man. Just this whole past year has been something new around every corner, and so much new talent. We get a lot of new talent coming our way pretty soon. What's your thoughts on new talent coming to AEW? I've already been introduced to Tez, big time Tez. We got a couple other guys who want to join. Thoughts on new talent who you're excited to face, and what's your message to them entering AEW?
My message is to them, I hope you're ready to work your tail off, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to be pushed, you're going to be beaten, and your willpower will fade. But if you stick around, good things will happen. And hopefully, me, you, Wyatt, and Bones can figure out this situation. But to the new talent, if you need advice, you can talk to me. You need help, you can talk to me. I'm always there for the new talent. I want to wrestle these new guys that come in. I want to see what they're made of, and they beat me. That'll show that they're ready to make it. Beating a former world champion, and then going on to possibly getting the Revolution title, even a World Championship. That's what's on the line with a lot of these new guys. And the one that I want to talk about is the one that likes you a lot. Why don't we talk about him real quick? Alien. He likes you a lot.
Can we please not talk about him? Every time I'm around him.
Come on, man. Come on, man. He's friendly. Look at him. He's trying to find something,
You don't know how bad I wish this was Scotch.
Come on, man. He ain't that bad. Plus, you gotta realize he's not from here, so he doesn't know everything.
Yeah, well, we better start teaching him classes. I mean, that dude can't be coming down here touching people like that.
Well, maybe he just wants to touch you. He
touched you too. I guess he liked you too. Don't forget, he touched you too.
Well, we wrestled.
Yeah, I'm talking about during your match.
Oh yeah, he did.
You. He likes big guys.
He got that finger magic.
Yeah, Alien, man, weird guy, cool guy, but weird guy, a little touchy, a little filzy, but definitely a new talent for sure. I think he said he was from like Area 51. Probably shouldn't say that. Scratch that. I don't know where he's from, but I do know for a fact we got to give that guy some like kindergarten or high school type stuff because, yeah, he can't be touching people like that anymore. I'm sorry.
He'll be all right.
Sorry, Alien. You're cool guys. Aliens is pushing it for me.
I don't know what the future holds with him.
That question threw me off. So going into the next season, of course, a lot of big plans. Big plans for characters, big plans for just what's going on in AEW. And so what do you think we're going to be able to bring out of the bag next year to really make this next season stand out from previous seasons? And what made season 3 stand out from the first 2 seasons to you?
Season 3 was definitely a kick of us because it showed who wants to do this, and most of them do. And just this season was a lot of just hard work and good payoff for a lot of us because it showed no matter what happens, you put that hard work in, stuff out of it. Everyone talks about it. Look what happened with me. After you cashed in on me, my career went down. And I don't blame you because I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, that was definitely not the plan there. I was hoping you get the Revolution title, but I don't know.
I mean, look what happened with Ignacio. He went missing. He didn't have that briefcase, and now I got it. It's just you gotta learn to adapt. You gotta learn to overcome. I may have not had the best season last year with losing a lot, but we got a redemption coming. I'm gonna be better. I can promise you that I'm gonna be better. And something that you said, the other question you asked, what makes you think this next season's gonna stick out? There's a lot of plans. I can't go into detail, but there's a lot of plans that are going to surprise a lot of us. That's all I can say.
Right on, man. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what this new season brings, and hopefully that ring can stand up to the damage and everything. It's doing pretty good so far, though. I mean, it's hanging in there. It's
concrete or some sandbags.
I think New Beginning. I think it was when we was using that ring.
Oh yeah, New Beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely stood the test of time. But I got some more stuff I wanted to ask you about, but mainly also let's talk about just the world of wrestling for a second and talk about something that I've heard you mention before a lot, and you're very passionate about your thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on where wrestling fandom is at and the fans of wrestling and just being a fan of pro wrestling, you know, it's definitely changed a lot over the years. And, you know, what's your thoughts on where fans are at right now with the mindset of wrestling?
Ooh, that's a tough one because, well, to be honest, I think the fans are a little bit spoiled right now. You know, not all fans are spoiled. You know, you got the good ones, you know, like us, like we all appreciate the wrestling and how good it is and how hard these men and women work for WWE or TNA or any of these other countries promotions. You know, well, New Japan is a different country, but you know what I mean. These wrestlers putting their minds, their bodies, their hearts and soul into this, and you know, some fans just they don't care anymore. You can definitely see it, like especially on YouTube. Like you get these idiots who just sit there and bash it for no reason. Who will scream and curse and wish death upon people like Vince or the writers or people. It's just like, why are you being so negative with it? Like, be more positive with it. If you have a better attitude towards it, you'll like it more. And like, obviously, it's not perfect. Is anything perfect?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, look at us. Like, there's times where like we'll mess up. Like, it doesn't hurt. Sometimes we'll mess up, and sometimes someone will get hurt. Perfect example was look what happened with Quinn. You know, in that tag team match, he busted up his ankle and in his leg. He's fine, but anything can happen. You just don't know how risky this stuff is, and I just wish fans would just, you know, appreciate it more instead of just hating on it and trying to kill it. Basically, that's what I think.
Right. You made a very important point earlier that I kind of wanted to go back to real quick, that I've been thinking about. Talking about working hard, talking about the dedication it takes to be an AEW, talking about just the time and effort that it takes to be an AEW star. You know, you can't. How do I say this question? It's very hard to say this question or ask it. How do you even try to do it part-time or even try to do it without going all the way with what you want to do? Like, do you believe that there's a way? Basically, what I'm asking is, do you believe there's like a limbo in wrestling, or do you have to go all the way with it? Or there's no holding back when it comes to being an AEW?
With us, there's no holding back. With WWE and all those other companies, I feel like there is a little bit of limbo because you see guys like Goldberg, you see guys like Brock Lesnar, you see guys like all these other different part-timers still coming in, and they're still there. But to me, wrestling shouldn't be about that. Wrestling should be about the guys of right now who's put in that effort, who's put in that work. And if you're putting in that hard work and you're putting in that effort and you're putting in that heart and soul, then you deserve a reward. Obviously, not everyone can be a world heavyweight champion, but I think people deserve a mid-card belt thrown at them once in a while. But to me, it's just work hard and someone will notice. I guarantee you. That's what my mindset is with anything I go into, whether it's work, whether it's school or anything, video games, wrestling. If you work hard and you don't, and no one notices you at first, keep working hard and push that door open, because eventually someone is going to see that and they're going to be like, that guy right there, he knows about, and you'll get what you deserve, whether that's a raise, best result, maybe get signed by a company that you want to get signed by. It's just you got to work hard. You got to have that heart and that soul and that dedication. If you have that, then you really can't really think you can succeed too much in this business or anything.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it doesn't even really just apply to wrestling. I mean, it applies probably to life as well. I mean, everything's got to be earned and everything's got to be achieved through
You
hard
got
work.
to put the work in. You put
Yeah,
that work in. I don't care if it's a little bit of work at a time. You put that work in, you keep pushing, you keep going, you keep trying. Because eventually someone's going to notice you and someone's going to take notes and be like, I like how this guy is. I want him on this show. I want him on this company. I want him on this podcast. I want him here. And that's what my mindset is with this business. Even with wrestling today, like, with COVID being a thing and everything going on, you put your heart and soul in this. I don't care who you are. Someone's going to notice it, especially in this day and age. Someone will notice it, and you will get noticed, and someone will push you on that. You will put yourself on that map.
yeah. So I apologize for that. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. And I agree with that. What you mean? I mean, everything takes a certain degree of dedication and hard work. Um,
It also, real quick, it also takes time. It takes a lot of time. You
mhm.
go for it, and if it doesn't happen off the back, you keep going for it. And that's the problem with a lot of wrestlers today, is that they think, if I'm not like this or I'm not like that, then I can't get nowhere. Yes, you can. It just takes time. It takes patience. You gotta have that patience, because if you're sitting there, like, thinking back in the early days to where, you know, people were making cars for the first time. How patient they had to be. Like, they didn't know what they were doing, so they were patient. They were trying and trying. And eventually, we got cars, and then look what happened with wrestling. You had patience, and you had competition with each other, but you had mainly patience, and eventually it came out to be like Undertaker. He wasn't Undertaker like that. He was different things before he was Taker. He was big, big red, or big, yeah, big, yeah. He was big red, and like he was all these other different things before he was Undertaker. And the same thing with all these other people. You gotta put in that work, and you gotta have that patience, because sometimes you can put in that work, but you think, man, ain't no one gonna notice me. You gotta have that patience with it, because once when you get that patience and you put in that work, anything's to the limit. You can do anything you want.
Yeah, totally, man. I totally agree with you, man. There's a lot to learn from those different life lessons, and that's definitely a very strong one. Um, what's your? Because I wanted to get your thoughts on this too. Because obviously this dude's made a very big impact on the past season. Tyler Quinn. What's the first thing that comes to you? What's the first thing you want to say when you hear that name?
There's a lot of things, but the first thing I think of is selfish.
I agree.
He's a fantastic wrestler. I'm not away from him. He's one of the best wrestlers we have. He is one of the best performers I've seen. I've been in the ring with him multiple times. We've beaten each other, and then we're always at war. But the big difference between me and him is that he don't got that heart like I do. He's too focused about what he wants to do. He all he cares about, and you could see it on the stream with Tony and me. All he cares about is winning and belts. That's a good mindset, but what are you gonna do when, like, you need someone? You don't got that someone. Look what he did to Wyatt multiple times. Look what he did to you. Look what he's done to me. Look what he's done to Ignacio. Especially you and Ignacio and Wyatt. Y'all three have gotten the worst of it. He ended his
Yeah.
career. He put Ignacio in the hospital, and he's ruined Wyatt's career multiple times. Well, not ruined his career, but he's ruined things that Wyatt's worked hard for. He's turned his back on Wyatt. He's turned his back on everyone. And what makes you? I don't understand Nixon, Justin, or Justin the Callaway, the marksman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they don't see it. Like, he's not someone that you can trust.
Yeah. I think I know how Tyler works his game, and even though, yeah, he did retire me, but he plays mind games with people. He makes you think when you first see him, you see the size of who he is, and you underestimate him by that. But not only does he utilize that because he knows what your first thought is when you first see him, but then he begins to look at what you hold close to you, and begins to manipulate other people in the process of trying to take you down.
Or he
And
takes that close thing away from you.
yeah, exactly.
For us, he injured Ignacio. That hurt us multiple times. He ended your career. He took the thing that you loved most and took it from you.
Yeah, not only did he end their career, he took the world title away from me. And I don't know how, but one day someone's gonna make him pay for that. I don't know who it's gonna be, but
I know exactly who it's gonna be.
yeah,
It's gonna be you.
someday he's gonna pay for what he did.
It's gonna be you. I know you're retired. I've told you since day one, since you've been retired, I'm gonna get you back in that ring one way. And I will. I promise you that. You will get in that ring and you're gonna take that man apart limb from limb. And you're gonna show him exactly who you are, why you're Nathan Maxx, why you're this party animal, why you have the three. You are going to show him the real you. I'm not saying those matches with you and him weren't the real you. I'm just saying I know how much anger and frustration that you have since you can't get in that ring and wrestle.
Yeah, it's every day, man.
Every day he
Watch you guys
pokes you. He pokes you with it. He pokes you. He says you can't get in this ring, but eventually one of these days, I don't care what it takes. If I have to die, you're gonna get in that ring, and you will get that sweet, sweet revenge.
Yeah, I mean, there's an old saying: "What goes around comes around," and one day Tyler will get his just desserts. But speaking of it, this past year, of course, manipulating his way, and I love how he can just make himself into the main event, make himself into a title match, make himself into a retirement match, make himself into all these things. But yet, if we tried to do that, that would not happen. He would deny it.
Look what happened when I was champion. I had to basically plead my way to get a match at Pride or Pain. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I had to fight Quinn and Wyatt multiple times just to get that opportunity. And sadly, it never happened because the ring. And
it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen on the next episode of AEW. Because
it is what it is.
I think you had to face somebody else for your championship on that episode.
It is what it is. But, we grow. That's something that you have done, I've done, Wyatt's done. Everyone's grown. But Quinn, he stayed that same person. And one of these days, someone's going to come along. And I want it to be you. And I will make sure it's you. You're going to get that. You're going to get him for all that pain and suffering he did to you.
Yeah, well, I know he won't just let me come out of retirement. I'm going to have to figure out some way because he's got me on a web right now because he knew that once my career ended, I'm not going to be able to come back easily. So I know one day. There's still some loopholes in my contract that he needs to think about next time before he touches me like he did at that award show, because I don't think he realizes that could have went really bad for him, because let's just say there's some hidden features in my contract to where when I did retire, there are certain conditions to withhold, and I hope he knows that. I hope he withholds it, because if he doesn't, if he messes up, see, now it's my turn. If he messes up, then that's going to be bad on him. So I really hope he doesn't mess up. And all I'm saying is, if he touches me again, you're going to see your boy. But until then, sky's the limit, man. I'm trying my best to talk to some people and see if I can come back, but man, just sucks seeing everybody else carry on. But yeah, speaking of that, speaking of carrying on, speaking of change, what's your thoughts on Don Wyatt? I mean, first of all, Wyatt Draco's no more. Don Wyatt, superstar of the year, complete change. I mean, we've seen Wyatt Draco in Plague. Don Wyatt is a completely different animal. What's your thoughts?
That man, I got a lot of respect for him because, him and Quinn, they were basically running the show. And, he was doing what he wanted to do and Quinn did what he wanted to do. But then, that factor happens, you get in my business, I get in your business, and eventually things happen. And now, he's a Don of a new Wyatt. He has changed so much. He has gotten so much better. The man is one of the best performers I've seen. And look what the fans say about him. The fans just love this dude. Everyone loves Wyatt. It's like the hottest thing right now in AEW. And to get him on my team, as an ally, even if this whole thing, I know for a fact I got an ally with Don Wyatt, one of the best performers on this roster as Quinn. You even seen it in that award show match. They killed it. Just killed it. It's just, that man is a different breed of an animal, and I love it. I love what he's become. He is just so good at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Best.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. He's made a huge turnaround in his career. With Wyatt Draco, I think he just put a lot of trust in Tyler. And again, when you do that, we've all seen where that goes with Tyler, and that's why I've tried to get it across to Nix, but I don't understand why he won't listen. He thinks that Tyler's an asset, that he's an importance to whatever that plan is, that master plan. I don't even know why they formed it. I do know why they formed it. It's to cause, pain and suffering to people here in AEW. And every single new talent that comes in, they're going to try and manhandle out of the main event. And they're going to try and put a stranglehold on this company. And our only opportunity is that contract that you hold. That's the only opportunity. So you got to make sure that when you cash in, it's like you only got one round in the chamber. You got to make sure it counts. We cannot mess with that opportunity because you're going to have Quinn. You're going to have the marksman, Justin Calloway. Whoever else they recruit by then, by your cash in, they're not going to want you to cash in. And I'll try my best to help out, but there's only so much I can do, and we'll see what happens with everybody else. But yeah, just make it.
I know. I got one in the chamber with this cash in. In that chamber, when I shoot, it's gonna connect. I promise you. I promise you. I promise Don. I promise Bones. I promise Solomon. I promise Ignacio that I'm going to get that title back where it belongs. And that's with the light of this company. As you said, they formed this alliance so they could be this stranglehold in this main event on everyone. Well, push the bear too much, eventually you got a problem, and that's what happened. They pushed me, they pushed Wyatt, and they've pushed Bones to our limit with this. So we've had enough. Why do you think I have this contract? Why do you think, why do you think I have it? It's obviously it's the blessing to get rid of this toxic culture that we need a change of. As you said, these guys, would stranglehold these new talents. You know, if all these new people come in, they won't get nowhere because of these guys. We have to make a change, and we have to make a change now. And that's why when I cash in, that one in the chamber is going to connect. And it's going to be oh so sweet.
Man, I can't wait for that, dude. Knicks's title reign has been just unbearable to watch. Every time I see his tactics he uses to win matches, just the torture he's put Solomon through. I mean, whatever happened to Solomon? He just kind of disappeared. Last time I seen him, he did special guest commentary, but I don't know. It just seemed like when Solomon got beat, Knicks did something to Solomon. He's
I
not.
think what happened was Solomon got hurt because I think he has a leg injury. That's where he's been. He's been rehabbing that leg injury, and you know, I hope he can come back because the more help that we could get, the better. You know,
Yeah, exactly. What's up with this whole trend of them injuring people? I mean, they take out me in the beginning of the year. They take out Ignacio. They take out Don Wyatt, and then they take out now they're taking out Solomon. I mean, it's just this is unnecessary. This is ridiculous. They're injuring people.
the only two have not been injured has been me and Bones.
Right.
But look what they did to Hunter. They tried to end that man's career.
Right.
I couldn't sit back and watch anymore. I couldn't. You know, they were going to end this man's career, and I was like, I can't let this happen. That's why I interfered in that. I couldn't let them hurt another person. You know, I've had my beef with Tyler, with him hurting Ignacio, ending your career. You know, I've got a little bit of revenge, you could say, for it by making him tap out. That's not it. Someone needs to put him on the shelf, or you know, he needs to lose that belt. You know, maybe it's because of how close me and Bones are. Maybe that's why he decided to come out and help us. But I know for a fact this isn't going to be easy because, as you may be aware, Bones and Wyatt, they have a little history together. As you may know, they've been in wars, they've been in battles. So getting them two on the same page is going to be a very difficult thing. But I feel like I can do it. I can help this situation. You know, people are going to look at this faction and think, you know, who's the leader? We don't have a leader. We have one common enemy. 3 guys. We may not get along all the time. We may see different views, see different lights, but at the end of the day, we're going to put that aside and we're going to work together to get rid of this.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what we got to do. Somebody's got to make change in AEW because it's definitely dark times right now. It seems like nobody can dethrone Knicks. And I want to ask you, now that we're in the off season, everybody's relaxing, watching their matches back, practicing, getting their gear, getting ready for next season. Not new beginning. I almost said new beginning. My bad. Pride or Pain. Pride or Pain is the biggest show we can put on to the AEW audience. Any plans whatsoever going into Pride or Pain for you? And what do you want to bring to Pride or Pain? Because you haven't been at Pride or Pain before. This is going to be your debut Pride or Pain pay-per-view. You weren't at the last one. So,
well, I was there. I didn't have a match, sadly.
Yeah, you were scheduled to be, but this is your opportunity to be at Pride or Pain for the first time. What's your thoughts?
All I know is that's for the come. You know, I don't really know what could happen. You know, as of right now, I know for a fact Justin the Marksway Calloway, you know, he's beaten me. You know, on that show, on that award show, he pinned me 1, 2, 3. He got me. So maybe to spice some things up for Pride or Pain, you know, they're going to be coming for this contract. We know this. But what I could do is have a match with him. Let's have some matches, and that Pride or Pain, if he thinks he can beat me for that contract, well, we can figure that out at Pride or Pain.
So you're willing to put the contract on the line against him?
If he can beat me again, I feel like at Pride or Pain, I think that man deserves a little credit. You know, I'm not one to shy away from challenges. I'm not gonna run and hide, and no, I will face the obstacle in my way. And if he's gonna get my way, then so be it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Ignacio? When's he gonna come back? Have you heard from him?
Ignacio. I don't know, man.
He always gets lost. He always travels. He never brings a map or a GPS or a phone. That's all you need is a phone. Come on.
Oh yeah, he doesn't bring his phone. I don't understand why. He just gets lost so easy. What I'm hoping is, with this man being gone, maybe, hopefully, he comes back at Pride or Pain. That'd be the best thing, I think, for everyone wondering where he's at. He's been gone since what? When did he go missing?
I think his last match was Doomsday.
I think it was like after Doomsday he went missing. So what I'm hoping is he can come back at Pride or Pain, one of the biggest shows ever.
I definitely hope so. I would love to see that. Kind of running low on questions here. Is there anything you want to add on? Anything you want to say at all before we close the show? Anything you like to talk about?
I just hope we can tear the house down with this new season.
Absolutely.
That's my goal. My goal is, obviously, I've been practicing with promos. I've been practicing different moves. I've been practicing a lot of different things. And I'm excited to show the AEW universe what has changed with Riley Patrick. And I'm hopefully going to show them that, I've improved. Because we all know my promo skills ain't the best. But lately, it seems
you're getting
like
better. I thought your promos recently were really good.
It's gonna get there, It's gotta take time, and I feel like, having Wyatt and Bones on the same page will be nice, but that's just something I gotta get to. But I'm excited for this season. I'm excited to see what the tables hold, like what's gonna be on that table. And I'm just really excited to see what could happen in this company, because I know for a fact there's a lot of hungry people out there. There's a lot of people that want opportunities, and I know they're gonna get them.
Yeah, man. Opportunities waiting. It's like money in the bank, waiting to grab it.
There is some things I kind of want to ask you.
Okay, shoot.
When, because this has been everyone's question. When will Nathan Maxx come? Because I get texts, emails asking, when's Nathan Maxx come back? I know he's retired, but what can bring this man back to wrestling? Because I see a lot in him. I get texts like that all the time. I see people that want to see you in that ring. I see people that want to actually just be a party with you. I know for a fact that there's people out there that want you back in that ring, and they have questions. I know for a fact eventually you will have answers, but you may not have them right now. A lot of them is like, when will we see him back in that ring?
Here's one thing I can say about Nathan Maxx's return to wrestling. If there's one thing that I know how to do best, if anything, to make one hell of an impact. And so when I do come back, I think the entire AEW universe will know when I come back. I'm not sure when, I'm not sure how, but I know one day Nate Maxx will come back, and it'll be unlike anything you've ever seen before. So, to answer your question, it's all about opportunity. It's all about timing, and it's all about when I see that opportunity. It's like just when you hold that briefcase. Just wait, be patient, because the longer you wait, the more people don't expect it, and then you strike.
Exactly.
So one day Nate will be back. Nate Maxx will be back in that ring. But as far as right now goes, it's out of my hands. Honestly, it's Tyler Quinn. Unfortunately, ended my career, so I got to figure out a way to get back in there. But I know one thing: when I do come back, it'll be the most focused, the most determined I have ever been in my entire career. And I know I'm not going for B plus. I'm not going for A minus. I'm not going for an A. I'm going for an A plus, and I'm going for the 3 P's to the top of the mountain.
That's the confidence I love right there. That's the confidence that I love. And, this is coming from me. This is coming from probably White and Bones as well. As you may be aware, we have us three. But, Nathan Maxx, as you've shown on that award show, likes to get involved in some things. So I'm going to ask you a question that I know for a fact I think I know the answer to. Are you going to be our manager?
Oh, it's not a yeah. It's a oh hell yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
Because I want to make change no matter if I can wrestle or if I can't. I know one thing: when I see talent and when I see potential, and I seen that you two were in that ring, and I know that Isaiah can bring something to the table. I know it. I don't feel it. I don't think it's a maybe. I know for a fact that once we all get together, whatever we form in that ring is going to be enough to take down Quinn and Nix and Callaway, because unlike them, we know how to truly fight for our achievements. And actually, speaking of, we have in here in the chat, we have Tony in here. Any words you'd like to say to Tony? He's right there.
We had our little interview. I thought you'd be a little bit more disrespectful, but you weren't. So I give you that. You were a very respectful person, Tony. But you want to come to AEW. You want to come to this channel, and you want to get your hands on Quinn and meet up with Nathan Maxx. So eventually, things will happen. I can see it. But Tony, you're all right.
You're all right, son. Nah, Tony. I want to wish SCW, and Tony the best of luck with everything that's going on over there. Let's have a good run, man. Let's have fun and let's do our passions, man. But yeah, one day Nathan Maxx will be back, and I think that me helping. I don't know if you guys have formed a faction or if it's going to be a tag team. I'm not sure, but whatever it is that we're forming, I know it's a collective effort to take down the master plan, because we know that as long as the master plan stands, this company ain't going nowhere. And nobody wants to see Quinn as champion. Nobody wants to see Nix as champion. They all want to see you and Dawn and Bones, because they see the talent. They see the heart. They see the light. They see the respect and what you guys bring. So if I can help you guys out with any of that, I'm there, man. Whatever you guys need help in.
Appreciate it, man. Everything helps. But this isn't going to be easy. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna try and push me. They're gonna try and break me. They're not. They shouldn't be worried about breaking me because this year I'm taking a page out of Tyler's book and I'm gonna study what makes him break. I'm gonna study what gets under his skin, and we're gonna see how long he lasts in boiling water. As I'm pretty sure he's the first one to go once the pressure is on. So we'll see how long Tyler Quinn lasts. He wants to play mind games. He wants to end careers. I can play games too. So while you guys are out there winning belts and while you guys are out there making history books and writing them out, I'll also be working my magic with Tyler Quinn, and we'll see how long he lasts in there.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's time. I think it's time to say goodbye. You know, it's Christmas. You know, we got family, we got food, we got presents. You know, did you get any presents?
Yeah, I got actually I can show it right here.
Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold WrestleMania.
Yeah, I got that. Me and my brother got a record player, some records. I got a hot sauce pack because I love hot sauce and spicy food. Just a lot of clothes, music, movies, of course. Got Home Alone.
Nice.
So yeah, I had a great Christmas. What'd you get, man?
None of my stuff came yet, sadly.
He's still waiting. Santa's a little late on his orders.
He's a little bit late. You know, there's a watch. It says today I'm supposed to get it, but it's not here. So I guess Santa's a little bit slow.
He's a little backed up right now.
Ooh. We should look at the comments right now. We got a very interesting comment.
Come to SCW, you know you win the winning channel.
No, keep reading.
Oh, King Gore AEW champion, 2021. I mean, he's in Kentucky. He can come here, man. I love to see him wrestle, man. I'm telling you, he's got like an it factor to him. He's got the it factor. He's got that personality. You know, he could speak, and I'm pretty sure he'd be a damn good wrestler because the dude's in great shape too. So, yeah, great dude. Great friend of mine.
I wouldn't mind having a match with him then. But I hope you have a very good Christmas.
All right, you too, man. Thank you so much to everybody out there for watching. We want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Thank you
guys for everything, and we'll see you guys on the next Nathan and Maxx podcast. I want to try and get another guest on next time for sure. One day, want to get Tony, you, and Tyler in the same room with me, so we can see how that goes. And I'm pretty sure me and Tony can tag team and freaking take down like bury Tyler's career.
I wouldn't go that far, but thank you everyone for watching. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays. Thank you for watching, and Riley Patrick is out.
See you guys.